Hey guys, Molly here and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my September book haul. I got a total of 12 books in September. 2 were library books, so sadly I can't keep them. But hopefully one day I can own them, of course. So yeah. So I've got 12 books, 2 from the library, and I got some from Goodwill. I got 1 book from Thrift Books, 1 from Barnes & Noble, and 1 from my local library. So yeah. Without further ado, let's get started. So, the first book I got was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I did get this from Thrift Books. It was originally a library hardback, but I took the plastic off. But there was, as you can see, kind of ruined it, but when I put the dust jacket on, you can't even see it, like it's not even there. So it's fine really, but I know it's there, and actually no, I forgot it was there until I looked and I was like, oh yeah, it's there. But I got the library binding off, which was very happy about because I don't like those and I just want to have like the real cover and I don't want to have like plastic over it. But so I got it off and I'm so happy with myself. Yeah, there was an incident, but it's not too bad. It could be worse, to be honest. But it's not even noticeable if you put the dust jacket over it, so, you know. This is the second book in the Harry Potter series, and I used to originally own it in Mark's paperback, which was like a unique edition. But I didn't want it, and I didn't like Mark's paperback, and I've been wanting to get the hardback of this book for a while now because I didn't have it. And the rest of my books, except Half-Blood Prince, are hardcover. Are paperback, So, Chamber of Secrets and Half-Blood Prince are both hardback now, and then the other ones are paperback. So one day, hopefully I can get the rest in hardback as well. And the next book which is from the library. So I've already finished this, which was my first book that I finished in October. So this is gonna sadly going back to the library. But hopefully one day I could buy it. Maybe. I used to have it in paperback that I didn't say steal from my teacher, but I had it at home because I wanted to finish reading it, and I was going to give it back once I finished, and then I never finished it, and I was out of that class the next semester because I didn't need it anymore, and so I accidentally forgot to give it back, and so then I had it, and then I gave it away to Goodwill, even though I was not done with it. Even though I was not done with it yet, I gave it away to Goodwill, because I was like, oh, I don't really want it. I don't really want to read it. So I don't know why I did that. I'm an idiot sometimes. I don't know. But basically, that book is 3 Little Words by Ashley Rhodes Couture. This book actually takes place in my county, which is in the Tampa area, so the Hillsborough County. So she travels through Tampa, and all these other cities, and she goes to South Carolina, and basically this whole premise is that this is a memoir about Ashley's life through foster care, and different foster families, and then that she struggles through that. And yeah, so that is her story through foster care and everything, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I will of course go more into it in my October wrap up, But this was really cool because it took place in my county. Nothing really happens here. No one creates stories about that. But she lived through that, and because this is a memoir, and this is from her, like, about her life and everything. So that was really cool to read. And yeah, that was one of the books that I got in September from the library. And the next book I got, which is from the library as well, I wanted to, so my dad and I went to Target one Saturday, and he said I could get a book, and so I got one, and I seen this book that I have right now at Target, and I was like, I'll get it, I don't know, but this book is overdue, so I need to read it. I'm supposed to return it today, which is Friday, as I'm filming this, and I'm only on page 172, and there's 444 pages, but I got a different book instead. I could have gotten that book and returned this book so I wouldn't have to worry, so I had a physical copy, but no. Who's the idiot here? Me. I don't understand myself sometimes. But anyways, that book is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I am reading this as well. I am on page 172, so hopefully I can finish this by Sunday. That's my goal. And everything. So, but I'm supposed to return it today because the grace period is up today because it's an 8-day grace period and it was due back the 5th. So, unless I return it and get it back out again, my account will be locked until I return it, I think. Hopefully. So I'll have my account locked for a couple days and I'll finally return it once I finish this. So, like, it's not a big deal because I'm not going to be getting more books out until I return that. Because I don't need any more books from the library. So, yeah. So that was The Hate U Give that I got in September from the library. This book has to deal with basically this girl, Star. And she watches her best friend, Callie, I think it's Callie, get shot by a white police officer. And so she's going through this whole movement, and basically it's based off of Black Lives Matter. And so she, like, really upset about her best friend's death, and she is trying to struggle through that and the consequences of that and everything. I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, riots start happening, rebellions start happening, and her neighborhood becomes a war zone. And so she's trying to figure out life through that and everything. Sorry I gave you a terrible description, but I did the best I could. But yeah, so I got this book in September. And the next book I did get, it was from my library sale, library book sale, like little store. It's not a store, but like they have bookshelves and you just pay $1 or 50 cents depending on what it is. And yeah, and I got that, which I got this book at the library book sale, and that is If I Stay by Gayle Forman. I have watched the movie first a couple of years back, and I really enjoyed it, and so I wanted to pick up the book, so I finally did, and so hopefully one day I'll read it. I'll read it and everything. Basically, this girl, Mia, she gets into a car crash. So she's caught between life and death, between a happy past and an unknowable truth. No. a noble future, Mia spends one critical day contemplating the only decision she has left, the most important decision she'll ever make. Simultaneously tragic and hopeful, this is a romantic, riveting, and ultimately uplifting story about memory, music, living, dying, and loving. Basically, she is trying to fight death, and so she's trying to decide if she wants to live or she wants to die, but I think she wants to live. I don't know. But that's what this book is about. So one day I will be reading this and I can't wait. And the next book I got in September, I'm currently reading this, and that is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. I am currently reading this. I am on page, I think, 62. I put a little pause to this book because I'm not fully interested in it at the moment. I have other books that I am wanting to read. Of course, I'm doing the Magical Readathon for Charms Extra Credit. And then I'm doing Randomathon at the end of the month. So this book is just not a main priority at the moment. And I'm just not in the mood to read it. So, yeah. This is the second, just got hit in the face. This is the second book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. So this is the second one. So the first one, basically, there's this girl, Tessa, and her brother, Nathaniel, goes over to, I think, England, and she has to find him. So she comes from America to England, and then she has these, like, powers so she can, like, change into another person. And so basically these dark sisters take her, and then Will finds her, and then she goes to the Institute to be there, and a lot of things happen, and she's trying to figure out how to find her brother Nathaniel in England. So it's in the London Institute in the 1800s. So yeah. The next book I have for you is Mystic City by Theo Lawrence. Let me just read you the description because I don't really know how to paraphrase this because I barely look at the description of this. But, a Manhattan where magic is real and true love can change the world. In this Manhattan, also known as Mystic City, the rich and powerful live in skyscrapers called the Aries. The poor live far below in the squalor of the depths alongside magic-wielding mystics who provide the energy that keeps the city pulsing. High in the Aries, Aria Rose is madly in love with Thomas Foster, or so she's been told. Aria wakes up one day with huge gaps in her memory. She doesn't remember carrying on a secret romance with Thomas, the son of her father's sworn enemy, much less falling in love with him. And now she and Thomas are engaged, pledged to a union that promises to end the bitter political rivalry between their families once and for all. Then Aria meets Hunter, a gorgeous rebel mystic who holds the key to her past. But as she begins to unlock the dark secrets behind her memory loss, she risks losing her one true love forever. A sweeping epic, Mystic City is full of forbidden passion, deeper trials, and dazzling bursts of magic. Whatever that means. So basically, there's this girl, Aria, there's this other boy, Thomas, and they have like a forbidden romance. And she wakes up one day and there's gaps in her memory and she don't remember nothing, and things here and there and things happen, and you know. But there's poor people, there's rich people, and there's this rival families and things and things and things and things. So that's that book. That's Mystic City basically for ya. And now on to the next one. This is a big one, but not really. And the next one that I have to show you is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. Keep wanting to say Field, but it's not Westerfeld. There's this girl, Darcy Patel. She's afraid to believe all the hype, but it's really happening. Her teen novel is getting published. Instead of heading to college, she's living in New York City, where she's welcomed into the dazzling world of YA publishing. That means book tours, parties with her favorite authors, and finding a place to live that won't leave her penniless. It means sleepless nights rewriting her first draft and dealing with the intoxicating, terrifying experience of falling in love with another writer. Told in alternating chapters is Darcy's novel, the thrilling story of Lizzie, who wills her way into the afterworld to survive a deadly terrorist attack. With survival comes the responsibility to guide the restless spirits that walk our world, including one ghost with whom that shares a surprising personal connection. But Lizzie's not alone in her new calling. She has counsel from a fellow spirit guide, a very desirable one who is torn between wanting Lizzie and wanting her, that believing is dangerous. There's that. So Afterworld is, there is this girl, Darcy, and she's a new author, YA author. And then in alternating chapters, so basically there's two stories in this book. This girl, Lizzie, she's trying to survive terrorist attacks. And then there's spirits and there's stuff that's happening. So, but yeah, this book sounds really cool and I can't wait to read it. And the next book I have to show you is Eve by Anna Carey. This book is, I think it's a dystopian. So this book honestly sounds really cool. Where do you go when nowhere is safe? 16 years after a deadly virus wiped out most of Earth's population, the world is a perilous place. 18-year-old Eve has never been beyond the heavily guarded perimeter of her school, where she and 200 other orphaned girls have been promised a future as the teachers and artists of the new America. But the night before graduation, Eve learns the shocking truth about her school's real purpose and the horrifying fate that awaits her. Fleeing the only home she's ever known, Eve sets off on a long, treacherous journey searching for a place she can survive. Along the way, she encounters Arden, her former rival from school, and Caleb, a rough, rebellious boy living in the wild. Separated from men her whole life, Eve has been taught to fear them. But Caleb slowly wins her trust and her heart. He promises to protect her, but when soldiers begin hunting them, Eve must choose between true love and her life. Okay, so that's what this book is about. Basically, there was this deadly virus, and it wiped out most of Earth's population. And so I guess the boys and girls are split up, and she is locked in this thing, and so she has never gone out of that. And there's school, and then she meets this boy Caleb, and she's trying to struggle not to fall in love with him because all she's known is that boys are dangerous, I think. Yeah. so that she's been taught to fear boys, basically. And yeah. So this book sounds really cool, and I can't wait to pick it up one day. And the next book I have for you today is All I Need by Suzanne Colastanti? I don't know. The last night of summer is only the beginning. Sky wants to meet the boy who will change her forever. Seth feels their instant connection the second he sees her. When Seth starts talking to Sky at the last beach party of the summer, it's obvious to both of them that this is something real. But when Seth leaves for college before they exchange contact info, Sky wonders if he felt the same way she did, and if she will ever see him again. Even if they find their way back to each other, can they make a long-distance relationship work despite trust issues, ex-drama, and some serious background differences? So basically, this is about a teen love story, and this guy, Seth and Sky, meet at this beach party. And so then Seth leaves for college, and she's not sure if he likes her back. And they forgot to exchange contact info, and she's not sure if she will ever see them again. And she's not sure if she does find him again, that if their relationship will work because of certain things, I guess, that happened in their past. And yeah, but this sounds really cool and such a summery read, and I can't wait to read this one day. And the next book I have is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Jenny Han is one of my favorite authors because she did write To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I really enjoyed that trilogy. Hopefully I can enjoy this trilogy as well. Some summers are just destined to be pretty. When each summer begins, Belly leaves her school life behind and escapes to Cousins Beach, the place she has spent every summer of her life. Not only does this beach house mean home away from home, but her favorite people are there. Susanna, her mother's best friend, and her sons, Conrad and Jeremiah. Belly has been chasing Conrad for as long as she can remember, and more than anything, she hopes this summer will be different. Despite distractions from a new guy named Cam and lingering looks from Conrad's brother, Jeremiah, Belly's heart belongs to Conrad. Will he offer his to her? Will this be the summer that changes everything? You know what? I never actually read the description of this before until now. Literally, first time ever. Knew about this book for a while. Never knew what this was about until now. And even when I picked it up, didn't know anything was about it. Just picked it up because it's Jenny Han and it's a popular series by her. So basically, she becomes pretty overnight, and there's basically a quartet. Not a love triangle, a love quartet. I don't know. I think. So there's 3 boys after her because she's pretty now and everything. I think that's the gist of it. And they're at this beach house. And this just sounds really cool and exciting, and I can't wait to pick it up one day. And the next book, and the second to last book I have, it is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. Basically, Duff stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend. I don't know too much about this. I still haven't watched the movie yet, which I really want to. But 17-year-old Bianca Piper may not be the prettiest girl in her high school, but she has a loyal group of friends, a biting wit, and a spot on BS Detector. She's also too smart to fall for the charms of man-slut and slimy school hottie Weasley Rush. She calls Bianca the Duff, the designated ugly fat friend of her crew. But things aren't so great at home, and Bianca, desperate for a distraction, ends up kissing Weasley. Worse, she likes it. Eager for escape, Bianca throws herself into a closeted enemies with benefits relationship with him. Until it all goes horribly awry, it turns out Weasley isn't such a bad listener, and his life is pretty screwed up too. Suddenly, Bianca realizes with absolute horror that she is falling for the guy she thought she hated more than anyone. That's what that book's about. Basically, she is a designated ugly best friend, as what Weasley calls her in their friend group. She's not the most popular, but, you know, and then she kisses him, and she realized she liked it, and things happen. Okay, let's get to the last and final book of this book haul, and that book is Girl Online on Tour by Zoe Sugg. This is the second book to the Girl Online trilogy. I read the first one back in 2015, and I've been wanting to pick up the second one to see how it goes. And then I want to finally pick up the third one and see if I like it, and I want to see what the ending is. And yeah, because I really enjoyed the first one. So, basically, the first one is that there's this girl, Penny, and she has anxiety and she has panic attacks. And so basically, she has this blog that she posts to, and it's called Girl Online. And she has her best friend, I don't exactly remember his name, but then she goes over to America because her mother is doing wedding stuff over there. Because she's, I think, a wedding person who like sets weddings up and everything. I can't remember exactly what they're called. But then she meets this guy, Noah, and they slowly fall in love, and it's really cool, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so I can't wait to read the second one. And I finally have it. Sadly, it's not in hardback and it's in paperback, but at least I got it, you know? So that is my September book haul. I hope you enjoyed watching, because if you did, make sure you give us a big old thumbs up, and also subscribe down below to see more of me. And if you enjoy my content, also comment down below what books you got in September. I would love to know as well. Did you get any of the same books I did? Did you get completely different books? Did you get any of the same books that I got? Like one or two, you know? And yeah, also you can follow all of my social medias. They will be all linked down below. And yeah, also you can hit the little bell button right next to the subscribe button to be notified whenever I do post a new video. Because apparently subscribing these days is just not enough. Sad. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.